in the book of Proverbs. And the only reason I'm going to be reading this is because I was listening to the audio this morning, and I thought it had so much good information, so much practical, wise information that you don't even, these are lessons that are unspoken rules that we just speak, we do automatically. And sometimes we don't even know that it was written in the Bible. So I'm going to just go verse by verse when we read chapter 27. And I'm going to start with verse 1. It says, "Boast not of tomorrow, for you know not what any day may bring forth." All right, so tomorrow, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So don't talk about it too much. Don't give it too much because it could be a bad day. Stuff could happen. So I guess kind of like watch what we say or how much we talk, I guess. 27 says, "Let another praise you, not your own mouth, someone else, not your own lips." So have you ever heard of somebody who said, "Oh, I'm so smart," or I'm a valedictorian, or "I'm the best, I do this," you heard people always praising themselves. Well, in the scripture it says that don't do that. It says, "Let another praise you, not your own mouth, someone else, not your own lips." It just sounds better when someone else does it. "Stone is heavy and sand is a burden, but a fool's provocation is heavier than both." So we know a stone and sand, it weighs a lot, especially if it's wet. But what's worse than that, carrying heavy weight, is a dumb person. It says a fool who is provoking you. That's worse than carrying heavy stones and sand. Interesting. "Anger is relentless and wrath overwhelming, but before jealousy, who can stand?" So anger is bad, right? Wrath is bad, but you know what's worse than both of them? A jealous person. So before jealousy, who can stand? 5. "Better is an open rebuke than a love that remains hidden." So I have a problem with this one because sometimes I don't like to tell people where they're messed up but I guess it's better that I tell them. But when you start counseling people, especially people that can't take it, or that they're gonna start questioning you or start getting mad, it's kind of like opening. It's just something like you don't want to go there, and that's one of the reasons why I kind of don't say anything. But this is scriptural. This is what we got to do. It's like rebuke it. Tell them how it is. If it hurts them, oh well. All right. 6. "Wounds from a friend may be accepted as well meant, but the greetings of an enemy one prays against." So if a friend hurts you, let's just say you're offended and it hurts you, you get a bruise from it. It's like, all right, that's cool, that's fine, I can take it. But you see an enemy and they want to like say hi to you, you're praying against them. You're like, no, I do not even want them to come close. You like try not even to make eye contact. So that's what that scripture is talking about. You can take advice. You can take an offense to a friend easier. Verse 7, Proverbs chapter 27, verse 7 says, "One who is full tramples on virgin honey. All right, but the man who is hungry, any bitter thing is sweet." And so basically, if you're full, you're like, who cares? You can just, you're full. You don't need to eat anything else. You can throw away all the goodies, all the sweets. But if you're hungry, even if you eat something bitter, it's good. It's delicious because you're hungry. "Like a bird that is far from his nest is a man who is far from his home. Perfume and incense gladden the heart, but by grief the soul is torn asunder." So here I'm thinking about a person who is, let's just say, all dressed up, has had perfume, expensive clothes, uh, smells good, they're going out, they're happy, but the second you hear somebody passes, like your soul can be torn apart. It doesn't matter how well dressed you are or how good you smell. So again, Proverbs chapter 27, verse 10 says, "Your own friend and your father's forsake not. But if ruin befalls, enter not a kinsman's house. Better is a neighbor near at hand than a brother far away. And so this is true in my case. I've depended on neighbors more than my own family. And friends, that aren't blood will do more for you than your own blood. So that's biblical. It's better is a neighbor that's right there than a brother far away. Verse 11, if you are wise, my son, you will gladden my heart, and I will be able to rebuke him who taunts me. The shrewd man perceives evil and hides. Simpletons continue on and suffer the penalty. So a shrewd man is somebody who is very careful about what he does and how he does it. He takes care of his money. He questions things. He wants to know the who, what, where, when, and why. That's a shrewd man. That's kind of like how we're supposed to be. Sometimes we look down upon that person because they're asking too many questions. But it says the shrewd man perceives evil and hides. The simpleton, a simple guy, someone who doesn't care, someone who's just like, oh, whatever, Hakuna Matata. It says that guy, he's not shrewd. He will continue on and suffer the penalty. Verse 13, take his garment who becomes surety for another, and for the sake of a stranger, yield it up. I don't know if that's meaning just to have a backup clothes or something like that if you see your stranger and he needs it. Verse 14, when one greets his neighbor with a loud voice in the early morning, a curse can be laid to his charge. This is an interesting one because basically, I don't know if you've ever gotten woken up in the morning by somebody who's screaming at you or yelling at you or just kind of like, get up already. This is what it's talking about. Is that a curse can be laid to his charge. So, in other words, disrespect somebody when they're sleeping and kind of do it gently. For a persistent leak on a rainy day, the match is a quarrelsome woman. Now think about that. It's talking about a leaky roof. If your roof is leaking, it's annoying. You're getting things wet. Your house is damaged. Well, it's comparing that to a woman who is nagging, who is always looking for an argument. So that's biblical. I'm just reading here from the scriptures here. So Proverbs chapter 27, verse 15. So these are Proverbs. He who keeps her stores up a storm wind, he cannot tell north from south. So this woman can cause a storm, like a storm. You don't know which direction the storm is coming from, but that's how annoying it can be. Who is quarrelsome? It's talking about a woman, but it can also be a guy, if you really think about it. As iron sharpens iron, so man sharpens his fellow man. So we know our iron, we can sharpen iron with iron, and sometimes we need just another person to feel better, to get our spirit back, you just need to say someone to give you a handshake, to say hi. A little conversation can go a long way. So you kind of don't want to be isolated. You don't want to be a hermit. You just kind of get out there. So it's just talking us to be social to a degree. And he who tends a fig tree eat its fruit. And he who is attentive to his master will be enriched. This is talking about basically whatever your job is. If you do a good job, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna get a promotion. You're gonna do well. Because it's like, if you have a fig tree, you're gonna eat. If you're working and if you're attentive, if you actually pay attention to your job and you do a good job and you care, it says, to his master will be enriched. Oh, to his master. So somebody's getting rich. As one face differs from another, so does one human heart from another. We're all different. We all think different, so we can't really distinguish like your heart. My heart and your heart are different. But, that's what I'm saying. We're all different, so we can't really judge somebody. We don't know them. We don't know what they're thinking or what problems they have. The netherworld and the abyss are never satisfied. So too, the eyes of men. Yeah, because it's never enough. Doesn't matter how much money you have or how much. Uh, it never seems enough. Even when you get to a level of finances, you always want more. It's just how we are. As the crucible tests silver and the furnace gold, so a man is tested by the praise he receives. So a man is tested by the praise he receives. Though you should be though you should pound the fool to bits with the pistol amid the grits in a mortar, the fool, he's like, you can't beat the dumbness out of a fool. You can't beat him up. He can't take that out. You can't take dumb out of him. Take good care of your flocks. Give careful attention to your herds. For wealth lasts not forever, nor even a crown from age to age. So we all grow old. Um, our riches won't last forever. When the grass is taken away and the aftergrowth appears and the mountain greens are gathered in, the lamb will provide you clothing and the goats will bring the price of a field. And there will be ample goat's milk to supply your household and maintenance for your maidens. So these last three scriptures talks about the benefits of working. Uh, when you do work, it can last for a good minute. Because he's talking about the goat's milk. You're going to be able to store that up. You'll have supply. You'll be able to gather in. You'll even have meat from the goats. So this is just one chapter, the chapter 27 of Proverbs. And I thought it was interesting. I wanted to share that. I wanted to just kind of like throw it out there. And hopefully y'all got some good takes on this. All right, guys. Till next time.